Oh, good morning. Hello. Hello. Let's get into it. So, got stuff to do, but not too much stuff. We did all the face rigging yesterday, which kind of drove me a little crazy, but we did it. Excuse me. And it looks good. All right. What next? Well, we need to make the wing animations. And twist bones. Okay, so a few things to do. Sounds like the water's working. New in, say hello. I'm here to learn. Well, welcome. Hello. Sorry, I was listening to the sound upstairs. I want to make sure. Sometimes that lady keeps the water running. But anyway, so we are at the very end of creating an avatar. Sort of at the very end. There's like there's a decent amount of work left to do, but we got the character all rigged. So this is the Blender version. And move the character around, which is cool. Do. We got I made the wings all rigged. That took a while, but we figured it out. So they can do fun wing stuff. They should be. We need to make a limit to how far this can go. Anyway. Some right ways and some wrong ways to use that. But this needs a pull too. That's what it is. Anyway, yeah. Here's the Unity version. Oh, well, thank you. Our boy, here. And reviewing what has been done so far. We got the view, we got the lip sync. We got the eye look done. We have those layers in. And the expressions added. So pretty much done there. Okay, just close that. And our entire focus now is to just get a few final features. So let's get those twist bones made for the skeleton. Well, no, I'm not gonna. Yeah, this should work. Just worried I make a bunch of changes later that'll undo this, but it shouldn't. Hopefully. So we're going to add to the forearm twist a rotation constraint, and it will listen to the hand. Set it to a weight of 0.5, and it should only rotate on the y-axis. Activate. And so that allows for the arm, so the twist happening up here creates a much nicer bend than it would otherwise. In fact, we can just do it without really quick. Without, just does that, but with does that. Nice. Then we'll do the same for the other one. Forearm, rotation, this hand. 5. Only the y-axis and activate. All right, looking good. So twist bones done. VRChat integration generally done. We still need to make menu toggles for everything. That's pretty much it. So this is going to be interesting to really figure all this stuff out. But basically, we need to make some IK stuff for the character's wings. We should back up this character. I'm going to save. We're just going to make a duplicate scene. And this one will be IK testing. All right. So now the IK testing one. And do I even have Final IK installed? No. So Window, Package Manager. Final IK. Update. And just update. So IK stuff is compatible with Unity and later on VRChat. Correct. So Final IK is the system that VRChat itself uses. So you are able to import some things from Final IK. Not everything, but some things. And very useful for creating other kinds of functionality, like arms. Usually if a character is going to have like multiple arms, then I will use the Final IK. If you've ever seen in VRChat a spider character where the legs actually like land on stuff, dynamically adjust to the environment, then that's a Final IK system. It is a little pricey though. I think it's like $60, 40, $60, something like that. So it's a pretty penny. But there are a few other things that are compatible like that with the VRChat. They have a little called the white. Good. But they do have these whitelisted components. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff here, but this is all right, so potentially it might not work. But so these are the features from Brute Motion that work. And then of course Dynamic Bone was used, but now they've phased that out. Let's see. So what's the world components? Dynamic Bone, of course. Text Mesh Pro. Post Processing Stack AV Pro. Oculus Spatializer. I don't know what that is. And of course, Final IK. And that's for other stuff. Well, good. I'm glad it is useful. But now I need to remember how to use this stuff. Where is it? Where'd it go? Packages. Didn't I just import it? Where'd final IK? Let's see. Can I just add a component? Just create an empty IK. Okay, perfect. So there's a few we can use, but we do need to actually reference that list just to make sure. Okay, so we use the aim, biped, shadida, fabric. We'll want to use the fabric one. So my main goal is to be able to move the wings. That's my goal. Want to give the user some ability to control where the wings are. So my general idea is to create an empty. We'll put out here something. I'm actually going to add a sphere to it just so I can visualize it. Right there. I'm going to. I wish I could lock it, but that's okay. So this will be our target. And I think it'll be behind the arm, and then we'll tie it to the hand. So when the hand moves, this will move, but it'll be back here, and the wing will be listening to it. So maybe right here. Let's try that. All right, so we'll call this IK target. And then we'll go to the wing parent. We'll focus on just the left wing right now. And I think we have this here. So these are the bones. Boom, boom, boom. And man, I don't remember how any of this works. Fabric. Give it a target. And we give it a few bones. We'll do this one, and this one. Oh. This one, this one. Order. So that's to descend rather than ascend. Okay, what was that? Play. Oh, well, something's happening. So we're to bring the arm forward. It's going to do that. There's some awkward bending a little bit, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's a start. Well, I'll just put it in the head. Should have some controls. And then rather than having if I don't want to make a bunch of IK components, so we'll have one main grab and then maybe while grabbing, if you do a certain hand gesture, then the wings will unfurl. Maybe. uh, I have to think that through, but that should work. Oh, that's unfortunate. A little bit of poking through. Love for that to just stay. Rigging the wings was pretty hard. Pretty hard, not gonna lie. Okay, so how much rotation control do I have? None. So right now it's only taking into account position, and then it's trying to get there. If I go back to our thing here, it does have something called rotation limits. Don't know what that means, but oops. Okay, so that's one possible solution. Let's go ahead and go back here. I'm going to turn this off. And what other IKs do we have? We have a fabric root. Gotcha. We may need that later. For now, we can remove it. Then we've got an arm IK, limb IK. Next one. So bone, 1, 2, 3. Avatar IK goal. It's only used by the arm bend modifier. Target. All right, well, we'll drop in that sphere as well. Okay, and press play. And press. Interesting. Is it behavior any different? Oh yeah, that rotation is much better. And it does seem to actually take into account the rotation of the object, which is good. Oh, well, thank you, Nguyen. Appreciate you coming by. Happy to share what I'm doing here. I'm pretty much here Monday through Friday, the entire week. So anytime you want to come on back, I'll be here. But I hope you have a great day. Oh, well, thank you. I'm not sure if you were saying best of luck as in you're heading out, but if you were, either way, I'd certainly appreciate you coming by. Good. I'm glad you're learning. This is fun stuff to share. Okay, okay. Interesting. So it's got like a rotation thing, which can go too far, and it will rotate the shoulder a lot. So, rotation weight. That just changes that. Oh, perfect. I can just turn these down that way. That's awesome, actually, to have those controls. Maintain rotation. Let's turn those back up. Maintain rotation. And I don't know what... Oh. If I turn down the bend modifier, we can keep it up a little bit, but that does limit that weight there. Oh, sort of. So what's happening there? A lot. A lot is what's happening. So that bend does help. Definitely keeps things kind of situated nicely. I mean, that's pretty good. I don't know if I'll want anything more than that. Just for it to work nicely in this way. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Definitely want to fix that little bit poking through there. That annoys me. I don't like that. It's fine there. And just when it goes forward. It's because it's right at a bend. Anyway. So yeah, and then we'll just add maybe a trigger gesture to trigger an animation that makes the wings go out or in. Or maybe even a slider on the... I mean, a gesture would be nice because then you could go like, and then like the wings would pop out. But I just want to, what's easy? What's the most intuitive way to control it, right? I don't know. I mean, I could do both. Okay, we'll try. We'll try both. As long as I have it as a variable, a parameter, I should be able to control that parameter a few different ways, either with a gesture in certain cases or a slider in other cases. It is. It is pretty fun to do. This is some of my favorite stuff in VR chat. Start messing around with this because it really feels like you're giving it really cool stuff, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. Now that rotation for the bottom limb is a little strong. Maybe that's not what I want. So right now we have this bend modifier. Oh, okay. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so what we'll do is I'm going to duplicate our IK target. I'm going to put it over here. And actually, for both of these IK targets, I am going to put them into the hierarchy right at the bottom. In fact, we'll just make a little final IK parent object. Drop them in there. And this one won't be an IK target. It's going to be a bend target. Okay. We'll put it right there, I guess. And then the IK target somewhere over here. I like that. Back to the wing. want the modifier to be a goal and the goal to be our bend target. All right, just right there. So this should yield slightly better IK movement. Oh. I expected those to move with the body, but they did not. That's okay. All right, so first things first, let's look at that bend target. I really have to keep the rotation in mind. I'm going to redo that really quick and look at. Right now we have this fix transforms. If true, will fix all the transforms used by the solver to their initial state in each update. This prevents potential problems with unanimated bones, animator calling with a small cost of performance. Not recommended for CCD and fabric solvers. Don't know what that part means, but that sounds good to me. Weight of rotating the last bone back to the rotation it had before solving IK. Let's turn that all the way up. Try that again. Maintain rotation. I think I like that sound of that because we do want it to basically maintain its position as it's saying. And this bend target should definitely be attached to the body. It should basically be where the elbow is at the start. Yeah, that looks good. And then if we take our IK, start moving it around. Ooh, much better. But now when I rotate here, this does not change the rotation of this bone. Why would that be? Because I changed this maintain rotation option. So now if I rotate the IK target, it will move. But this already looks a lot better. Okay. All right. So let's back up again. Try to maintain rotation down. Press plot. Okay. Bend target down. Forward. And then the IK target down. All right, so we just need to find a good starting rotation for our IK target, something that will basically match the initial position as best as possible. Oops. Something like it's not going to be exact, but it can be better. I think something right around there. Pretty good. Okay. So again, the trick is we want the bend target already in the elbow, and I'm going to copy these values for the rotation. So let's update this. Paste component values. Yes, paste component values. And then our bend target. Okay, one thing that's wrong right now is I keep having the character move. Let's let's remove the FX layer. We'll just keep a character in the position they're in right now. That should make it a little less confusing. All right, something right there. Play. Okay, a little bit of movement, but pretty good. All righty then. So in Blender, the IK setup is set up, and in Unity, the connection between the rig and the game interaction is created. Unfortunately, no. That would be really cool if you could. I think in some cases you can, but basically, I did create a rig in Blender for the wings, which works very nicely and kind of how I'd want it to. But you have to go in and create another system in Unity because it just how they set up their logic is different, and more importantly, how you would use it while in VR chat is very different from both of those things. You know, basically, I've designed my IK system here to be used on my computer, on my desktop. Can the weight paint still be used? Absolutely. So yes, definitely the weight painting, very essential for how it all works. And you can see my wing skeleton here. So this is the skeleton that it's using. But yeah, it'll maintain that weight painting and the skeleton. But the logic for what is moving, where your IK handles are, that has to be recreated, which is what I'm doing right here with these little spheres. Yeah, it's very cool. I think that it's relative to what's possible in VR chat, it's kind of underutilized in terms of making really cool stuff. Like I see a lot of people make spiders with it, and that's kind of about it. That's not a complaint. I think they're really cool. Just that, that's just what's being done now. Sky is the limit. Sky is the limit there. All right, so basically, as I imagine it, in order to pilot the wings, you're going to have your hands are going to be how you do it, right? So you're grabbing it. Thank you for answering my questions. Absolutely, it's super fun to share this stuff with people. So I love the questions because this is my passion. But if you're grabbing the spheres and rotating them, I think that'd be best. So your hands are out. Maybe some sort of. It'd be nice to have things that are floating in front of you that you could grab in order to start moving the wings, but then you can let them go. Grab. Okay. Grab once, snaps to your hands. You can start moving, make gestures, grab again to let go. That should work. Let me write this down before I forget. Okay, so wing handles. Wing, handles. Grab to be snap IK hand manager to hand. Now, player can manipulate wings. Use a gesture or slider to furl / unfurl wings. Grab again to let go. And then we'll definitely need a reset button for all of that. Okay, that's the game plan. Oh. It gives you wings. Yeah, Red Bull. Okay. We're making wings with Red Bull. Sponsor me, Red Bull. Yeah, so basically, the idea is that we're going to have a handle out here, out front, that the player can grab. This IK target will be listening to this, or be parented using a parent constraint. It will be tied to this handle. So the player can grab the handle in front and rotate, which will bring that IK target forward. Rotate. You can rotate out, put your hand out. That should be enough. The handles should be relatively close to the chest, because that way you'll still have enough movement to move it forward and bring the wing forward. Well, thank you. Hopefully it works. It's testing may yield very different results. And this guy here, bend target, well, we're not going to worry about it at first, but potentially we could have it move it up and down, just up and down, based on this position. So yeah, this is my game plan. Rotate. Okay, I'm going to save this. So got my little notes. Okay. Should work. Okay. Now the wing IK stuff. I have it in this folder for the final IK. But it really, this final IK stuff should most likely be parented to the chest bone of the character. Because that way, everything that the wings have, well, I don't know. It would be cool if you could sit the wings and move your body, but the wing would stay in the same position. I mean, that's a toggle. If I add a parent constraint to it, then that way I really could just have that be another toggle. Turn the weight all the way down. And oh, I can't. Let me copy this. Copy. Boom. Paste that again. And weight 0. activate. Okay, so right now doesn't, or it'll move with that, but it won't move with the skeleton. But then if we add it on, then I can move the root, and it will move with it. So that way you could, this may not be an option I even want to give because could break it pretty easily, but it's possible. That may not work as I think. Okay, let's start taking some notes down. So hand controls are the goal. Using a grabbable point in front of the player. The player can move the IK point for the wing. IK points could potentially be parented to the world that way the player would move and the wings would stay in place in the world. May not be desirable, but it is possible. All right, with all of that out of the way, now we can get to actually implementing this stuff. So, first things first, let's create another point. This is going to be our wing handle left. So we're just going to do just the left wing first, and we'll recreate everything. And this should be right here on the left side. So basically the chest of the character. And it needs a contact. One of these, right? Yes. It really should have some sort of visualization. So we will add a sphere. Right about there. Booba. Yeah, right there. So. And make it roughly the same size. But basically, this is our contact point. So right now it's parented to player. We will eventually want to set up some positioning so you can grab and move it. Or yeah. So it'd be best to have it. So we need a parent constraint on this too. Parent constraint. And we're going to make another empty. This will be wing handle holster. Left. I'm going to put this into the chest bone, just spine. So this is basically where the constraint here will return to. If that's the case, we'll actually just set this at 0 for now. 0, 0, 0. So it'll be way down here, ready to move, ready to change positions. Then we'll have two sources. First will be the holster. Yes, when using parent constraints, it's best to know where it should be. And we're going to use this point we added here, this empty, in order to move it back to that spot. Yeah. That should work. The constraints are totally new to me. They're very handy. It's usually people do weapons and stuff like that, along with Avatar Dynamics, Fizzbones. And then next is going to be the hand. So if I activate this, then we can put it in front of the chest, or we can put it onto the hand. Go back to 0. I'm actually going to make this holster chest left. And then I'm going to duplicate this. And we'll put this in the hand. And then back to the handle. Instead of putting the hand bone, we'll put the holster. That way, I can put it there, and we can kind of manipulate it into a better position, one that's a little bit easier to visualize, and most importantly, grab later in order to undo this handle. Okay. We're going to put this back now. So it's at its starting point. Now we need to make some really weird layers. So I'll do Lunathal, wings, handle, lift. So I need to write this out. Basically, we have a few states. For the handle, we'll have grabbed, so when the player is manipulating it. We'll have placed, when it's been placed into the world and let go. Or in front of the player. So grab, placed, and reset. So these are the three states we'll want to cycle through. Mostly it's just going to be going back and forth between grabbed and placed until the player is done messing with wings, resets, wings go back to back. Yeah. Grabbed, placed, and then Additionally, there will also be a slider for furled and unfurled, or open and closed for the wings. But we're going to add that later. First, we just want to be able to manipulate it. Then we can add opening and closing it. All right. So we have the wing handle. Let's go ahead, pop this open. These are our animations. Animations are how we're going to be able to control the character's wings. Put in wings. Create a animation. This will be Luna wing. Handle left off, or disabled. So disabled means it should be boom boom at 0, nothing's happening to it. It's uninteractable. It's basically off. Well, all right, so off. Completely off. We'll want it at 0, nothing's happening to it. Then we'll want one where left enabled. So this is when it's ready to be grabbed. And then we have grabbed, players holding it and moving it. And lastly, placed. Player has put it into a position and it's sitting there. Those are our states. And the transitions will look like this. No, wrong way. So that should be what's feasible. All right, so first little loop here needs a bool, which is Luna wing L. Is it on or off? Enabled, disabled. And then another bool for Luna wing L grabbed. And that will allow it to swap between here. That should work. Or actually, this state is not necessary. If it's enabled, then it's either grabbed or placed. If it's disabled, then it enters the disabled state. So we'll simplify it a little bit. But everything else works. And then it goes back and forth. And welcome, Kai. Hello. We're working on wing rigging in Unity. Unity stuff. Yes. Okay. This should be good. I have to remember, though, how do I place an object in space? That's DPS setup, jiggle physics, mocap. Here we go. This is my grabbable prop research when I did it last. What did they say at the beginning?
Okay, so instead of being more to do that, first create an empty scene, not inside your weapon, directly in the scene. Now, drag and drop that object to your assets that will create a prefab. When the prefab is created, delete the object from the scene. For the sake of clarity, I will rename the prefab world constraint. Now add a parent constraint to our items object. Add a sort and drag and drop the world constraint into it. Now press the activate button to the parent constraint. The world constraint has been created, so now I will take care of the normal parent constraint. For the rule, place your weapon inside the items object repeatedly again. For the historian, the weapon may be just below functionality 7. We also need to move about containers to each destination. We start updating the hit one.
Okay. So, didn't quite answer my question, but I do remember making the world constraints previously. But I don't want it to be trained to the world. So I guess my question is, with this wing handle, right now I have it set up so that it locks. If I did this, and then we set it to 1, it doesn't move, but does it move with the hand? No. One, active, constraints, everything's unlocked. What if I say locked, but without the freeze? Nope. Nope. But then if we freeze them, then move it, it does move. But the problem is if I activate it, then turn it on, it will go to it. I don't want it to move. I just want it to move with it. But lock has to be enabled in order for there to be any movement of any kind. These are the offsets. just did this a second ago and it didn't work, so. Okay. So I need to do some research on how that actually works. Wait. It's not going to move. Oh. All right. So turn the locks off. Then it will move. So it's when these lock or these freezes are disabled, then I can make it move. Wait, what? Hey! Did I just move the wrong thing earlier? I think I did. All right. Enough of that. So we do have to have these enabled. Then activate it. Then we can hit 1, it'll move. All right. How do I make not a world constraint, but a constraint that sticks to the player? All right, I'm gonna go to the restroom really quick. Oh, well, sorry to miss you, N5. Hope you have a great day if you ever see this video later. But I'm back. Sorry for the delay. So, I do need to figure out how the hell do I create a constraint that floats in the world? No, not the world. Wait, I've done this before, though. Could I do it for cotton? So cotton's head floats. Why? How? Show me. I think it just sets everything to 0. Or it disables it. We'll find out. I need to look at the animations. Detached. Yes, that's what it does. It just turns the constraint off. That's all it does. Turns the parent constraint off. Doesn't turn the object off, just turns the constraint off. Good. Okay. Good info. So, let's just test that really quick. If I had our wing handle and it was somewhere between the hand and the chest, and I turn this off, then I can still move with it, but it's just floating. So that's how we do it. And then I could just, let's say we set it back to 1 and 0, and I turn it on again, it just sets it back. All right. All right. That's actually super easy. Okay. So, let's begin. So we want to drop our animation or our FX, FX layer right here. Grab the boy, go to our layer, and disabled. So disabled would mean that where not seeing it. Is it not here? Oh, we're here. Disable. Wing, hand, left, disabled. Perfect. Hit record. So looking at our wing handle left, what we would want is for the sphere to be disabled. We would want we can leave the parent constraint on, but we want to turn the contact receiver off. Oh, and this should be 0. Set it to 1 and then back to 0. And then 1 and back to 0. Okay. And then it is enabled. We just want to have those values there in the animation, even if they are disabled. Okay. Next. Just focus on being able to grab it. Then we'll figure out how to integrate it with can't handle. So I'm going to go ahead, select the values, copy them, and go to enable, which we don't have anymore and don't need. Delete that. We want placed. Lied, we do want an enabled one. Enabled will put it into the chest slot. That's what it needs to do. So basically it goes to this, and then once it's grabbed, it just goes back and forth between these two. And most likely we'll have kind of an odd layout, but so for many of these, it can go back to being disabled. Once it's grabbed, though, it's just in between these two. All right, that should work. We'll leave this here. Okay. Confusing. All right. So let's make these other states enabled. So enabled would be parent constraint on, your contact receiver enabled, sphere is active so we can visualize it. I'll need to create, because the sphere is immediately going to push my ranking. Yeah, the sphere is immediately going to push my ranking past when it comes to the vertices. So it's interesting that it doesn't even care about the final IK. Anyway. But we'll have to have some sort of stand-in that's, say, like a diamond, which would be just a minimal amount of triangles. Or even like a pyramid. Something super simple. Anyway. Back to enabled. So, and then we want to put it into the chest position, which is the first item here. So it's the weight 2, 1. All right. And then when it's grabbed, it can only be grabbed by the left hand. Clearly it's enabled, but it'll be listening to this one, and contact receiver is of course enabled, and the sphere is enabled. So grab, but it's parented to the hand. And then when we hit it again, this is when we turn off the parent constraint. And then it's free floating. All right. So that should be the logic needed to turn on the sphere and grab it. So let's set up the bools. So go to debug, turn all this shit off, which, man, I really wish we could just set a default fucking state for these things, but it's okay. So it's listening to this event. Is the wing on or off? That's what it's listening to. I really should just grab literally every transition here. Okay. So, is Luna wing true? Perfect. Is Luna wing false? If Luna wing is grabbed, it goes here. If the Luna wing is grabbed, it goes there. And if the Luna wing is not grabbed, it goes there. All right. So, definitely an odd little setup. But it should be what we need. What we need to do now is include these parameters in our character so we can begin to actually test these. Default off. Saved? No, I don't think you'd want it saved between worlds. Get tricky. I don't think the positioning would work correctly. So we'll leave that off. Default is off. All right. So now, the additional aspect to this is the contact receiver. So it is looking for hand L. Do not allow others. It should only be allow self. Constant. When you're reaching in, yeah. So we'll need one more parameter here, bool, which is Luna wing L handle. So that's the receiver. There's also the sender. No, that's not what I want. So when the hand L is touching it, it will say actually, I'm going to switch it to contact because that's a little more precise. Not only is it touching it, but it also makes me understand this is what's changing it. Parameter will be set to 1 while a contact set is inside the receiver. Perfect. So when it's enabled, we're touching it. These would look a little different. So basically, not only needs that, but it also needs to have Uno Wing contact copy, delete, set to float. If Uno Wing contact equals can I only use floats? I think I can use floats. Greater than 0.9. Okay. Something with VR chat regarding that. So if it's greater than 0.9, if it's 1, so we're touching it with our left hand, and we say gesture left equals 1. Is that grab? Grab is 1, right? Well, you have to make the fist. Touch it with your left hand. Left. Grab. Now, you're grabbing. Yay. We can actually probably get rid of the grabbed contact because it doesn't quite make sense, but that's okay. Basically, I want to do the same exact gesture again. I want to touch it and grab it again. Touch, grab, in order to place it. Let's go back to Cotton really quick. Double check how I did it there. Nice. That looks fun. Oh, of course. Open your hand. Not equal 1. Touch it. Right. This one I just use bools. My small brain is on fire looking at that. Mine too. Mine too. I'm slowly figuring out. Usually I have to do this kind of stuff a few times. Okay, so it's just a bool. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna go back and switch the other one. I'm a little bit more prepared just because I understand how to break up the problem better than I did in the past. But it's still a lot of like, what am I doing? Contact. We're gonna delete that and make it a bool. That's simpler. Is Lewing contact true? So, yes. So, doom, I'm holding it. I can move. Grab, move it around. Once I could have just used grabbed for it. All right, sorry. Do this. Delete that. Grabbed. This should be grabbed. Did I make a fist? Am I touching it? Yes. So you grab it. Am I not making a fist? And I'm touching it? Perfect. Place it. And then if I'm touching it and I make a fist, then grab it again. Perfect. And if I turn it off, then don't do any of that. All right. That should work. Now I just need to change the contact sender. Oh, I'm in the wrong folder. Need to be a wrong scene. Need to be in my OK testing scene. This one does need to change this value instead. If it's touched by the hand, you grabbed. If I make a fist while touching it, I grab it. Boom. If I let go of the fist, then I drop it. If I grab it again, I pick it up. All right, that seems super straightforward. Fingers crossed. And then we want to go to the parameters. We've added the grab. Perfect. We actually do not need to add it to this one. We definitely want the Luna wing here. We want to go to our expression menu. And we want to add the control wing left enabled. So we may change that eventually to just are the wings on and off. Right now it's just the one wing, which will toggle the Luna wing L value. All right. Let's press play. With the FX layer added, it is. And let's just see. So, if I go to the animator and I turn on the wing, boom. It floats in between them. What? What? That's not what I want. Left enabled. it should be just... No, that's right. That's right. It's at the chest. That's what it is. It's not in between them. No, really? It crashed. How satisfied am I with the Unity? The Unity editor's fine. Unity itself, though, I might have a little more complaints about. All right, I want to get another Red Bull. I think I need it today. I didn't even get that Red Bull. Oh well, I'll be back. Save. Please tell me that I still have it. I should. Play. Okay. So now I can turn it on. Boom. And it's on the chest. That is where we want it. It's on the chest. Just to confirm that, we'll go to root, root, spine, spine, handle. Yes. So once you enable it so you can start manipulating it, there it is. Then we grab it. Boom. So once it's grabbed, and we make a fist. Boom. So in this transition, when gesture left equals true and grabbed, then it will go to the hand. Perfect. And then when I let go making a fist, now it's in place, and I should be able to move character around. Really hard to test in this mode. I guess I could just try moving the handle around and it should move. Yes. Okay, so it's free floating. Nice. And then we grab it again. Boom. And it moves back. And then let go. All right. That's awesome. 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 Okay. It would actually be nice if I could grab it and then grab it again rather than grab and let go. Because if I grab it once, it attaches and then it's just stuck to my hand and I could start doing other things and then grab again and let it go. That would be cool. For now, I'm going to leave it like this. I think all I have to do for that, let me write this down. Grab to attach and grab to let go may be preferable. That way the wing can move while the player has control of their hands. This way we can incorporate the furling / unfurling of the wing. All right, next test. Next test is how the fuck we get the IK working properly. It's nice as I can actually manipulate this now, and it'll be set back later. So we'll put it in the hand. So I can either literally parent this to the hand or use a parent constraint. So I do this, let's just try parent constraint for now. Parent constraint to our wing handle is active. So when I move, let's press play. When I move the handle, I can't do that right now. I can move the holster. That should move the wing. Theoretically. I wish it was a bit softer than that. I could just have it be at like 0.5. Most of the time it'll be off. It'll only ever be enabled when what? When this is what? We can add a parameter driver, which would be nice actually. And we'll add another bool, which will be Luna wing IK. And oh, this is getting so imprecise because there's a lot of things that can go wrong here. It's just a lot of oddity. Oh, but if it works correctly, the amount of stuff you could do with it would be huge. It would just encompass everything you could want out of this. All right, doesn't matter. When the handle is grabbed is when we want to start being able to move the wing. So, sure visibility. There was one aspect to the tutorial I was looking at that we must review. So it was what? It was. Let's look at the video.
It's the left and right and put it right to one. Note that our expression are written by the context. We can finally use then it in what will be the very last step. Create a new layer, I call it referendum. Set its execution. Then begin with it. And issue is big. Issue. The conditions will be very simple. For the ape, let's delete weapon right and put its weight to 1. Third feature, that it is unchecked for every single state will create from the power right, you will get very figures.
What was it? It was. Crash again? No, that was a while back.
First one review, then in the exact avatar parameter, add a parameter, select for identification parameter, and
Right. Okay. This is the key. The key thing. The key thing. Because this ensures that everyone else has the same view. Very important. This is what was missing on my previous version of this. Also need to have the avatar parameters manually updated. This is in order to make everything visible to other players. Because everything will work locally, but sometimes it doesn't always work on the network, which is a bit of a bummer. Kind of defeats the purpose of making this. So we need to make sure that's true.
to write one, you will do exactly the same thing, but if the value is 1. And so on for the value after.
Erratum. That must be a French word. Check is local for all. See, avatar parameter drivers.
the next part, which is creating the transitions, you go back to row A. F2 and single state will be not that we have the binary animation, weapon block animation.
Something like that. Okay, but for now, let's not worry about that. We can add that later. I need to go ahead. Luna wing handle left enabled, so that's all working. We can remove this for now. But I will need to take some time to double check with other, or no, I should be able to test with multiple clients. That's what I need to do. Okay. So that works. Gotcha. Now we need the Lunathal wings. IK left. All right. It's tricky because we want this to. We want it to move. We want it to move. But there's definitely a question of okay, so we'll need it to when the IK is on and off, it actually works just fine. You disable the IK and it goes to where it needs to be. It returns to its original position. So what we'd want is for the IK to be movable, obviously. And we need it to be driven by the hand here. So I do think that we are going to take our IK target, which we'll call left wing IK. This needs to be in our wing handle, this object here. And that's where it's going to stay. It lives there, that's its home. And what will change instead is when we grab it, or when this is grabbed, then we will turn on the wing IK. Yay. So let's look back at our other layer, wing handle. So when it's enabled, it should be normal. It should be up, back, fine. No. What we'll do is we'll take this out. Boom. And we'll put this back to the chest. Right here. 1. And now, perfect. Now, this is where it should be. This is where we add the left wing IK in. Bam. So now, when we move the wing handle, it moves with. And that way we can just use the enabled value to drive is Luna Wing on. Perfect. And that's what we'll use to drive the IK. Awesome. That makes sense. A little simpler that way. So create a animation. Luna Wing left IK on. Actually, we'll do off. All right. That's the default state. Select Luna Thaw. Hit record. Go to the IK, which it's actually a really stupid spot. Let me go ahead and move that really quick. So bend target's fine. That's where it should be. Well, it should be on the chest, actually. Whatever. Ignore me! We need to go to the spine, wing, left. Your third wing has the limb IK, which we will copy and then remove so we can place it here. Create an empty. We'll call this wing L IK. Much easier. It's not hidden inside the character because we can reference everything outside of it. And again, the bend target should be in the spine though. Spine 2 specifically. That's what we'll do. Bend target. Boom. Save. Alrighty then. Okay. So if we go click on the wing IK, we can see the IK system all set up. Looking nice, looking pretty. Okay. We can also see how the IK handle is moving. May or may not be what we want, but it will let us test by being there. All right, back to this. Select Luna Thaw. Go to wing IK off. Hit record. We're going to go to the final IK, wing LIK, and all we need to do is click this. No, undo. Is do this. Turn that down. Position weight and rotation weight 0. That will return it back to its original state. Those are the only two things you need to worry about. Noise. Then we will duplicate that, set it to on, grab it, drop it here. All right. Select both of those. Debug, blah, 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 blah. 0, 0. Size 1, condition mode 1, and then set it back to normal. So this is going to look at Luna Wing L. If it's true, it goes to the on state. If Luna Wing L is false, it goes to the off state. Perfect. Okay. 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 So, now what? Now, we want to start with those off to test play. So if we turn it on, IK should be on. I didn't change the IK value, so let's go back here. Oh, what? Huh? What? Interesting. It didn't record those values. Did I just have it in preview mode? Let's go back here. IK off, record, go to final IK, wing, change those values. I don't see it appearing here at all. That is unfortunate. Okay, so we cannot record those values, which means instead of that, we turn this all the way up to 1. And IK off just means turning the lim IK off. Now, I guess it means, wait, can I disable the component though? Yes, okay. But I can't change the value? Say 1, 0. No, doesn't like that. Ooey. That's okay. We can just turn it off directly, which we did. And now, copy that, go to on, paste, set it to 1. Save, play. So, it's moving, see it moving. Now we go to animator, turn it on. It is in fact on now, and we can turn it off. On, off, on, off. All right, so that works like we've been hoping. Important to note that it immediately does turn the FizzBones off. So let's see, if I go to FizzBones, we say wings animated, play. Just want to see if that comes through then. Wing L, Lunathal. No, okay, that's fine. All right. Now, try that one more time. Play. Gotta go to my layers, look at the handle parameters. So we want to enable it. Then, let's say we grab it. Set it to 1, grab it. All right, so now we're controlling it. And it should be like moving the hands around. And then we can always place it by doing 0. So now it's placed. We could move just to confirm that. Yes, indeed. All right. It's time to upload and test. Very poor. That's because I'm using spheres. If we get those back to just something simpler, diamond, then that will work. Is that plugged in? use. We got our cable. Who did that? Who did that? Yep. Hi, fiddly dee. I can be doing what. Oh. Ooh, that was loud. All right. No hand input right now. It looks really good though. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. All right. So interesting. I feel. I guess it's 6 foot. Yeah. Anyway, tall. I'm tall. Wing left enabled. So now should be able to grab this. The wing right. It always seems to be rotating it, not bringing it forward. I expected it to bring it forward. That doesn't seem to be happening. But then if I disable it, it'll go back to normal. And if I re-enable it, it goes back to this awkward position. Also, why are my hands not working? I don't know. Okay. You can see Is that my IK over there? Odd. Chasing it down. Chasing it down. Alright, well, that's definitely the IK point. I don't know why it's so not attached. So I guess it would have worked like expected, or closer, had it actually moved with it. But it did not. That's actually super surprising. Why would it be affected in such a way? Such a way. But overall, good progress. Good setup, clean. I like that. Cool. So let's take a look. It must be because of this final IK constraint. No, that can't be it. It should be childed to this object. Why would that happen? Well, set to 0.5. That would do it. That would certainly do it. Actually, I don't even need this. I'm just going to turn that off. No need for a parent constraint when it's already a child of the same object. Okay, that's most likely what was causing that. I'm going to build and publish again. We're going to jump in again, see how the name works. Another option for how this works, we could have a empty right at the where the wing attaches to the shoulder with an aim constraint pointing towards our IK target that we're moving around with the actual target somewhere in between that. So that way it's not doing these weird rotations, it's just swinging over, swinging back, maybe rotating a bit. Or I think the aim constraint does include rotation, so you could have it so that the hand, we just have an object on the end of the hand and it's just pointing to where we want the wing to go. That would probably feel the most natural. It's like knowing that because you have a good intuitive direction of where your hand's pointed. So it'd be like, okay, we'll see how that goes. I do need to go to the restroom again really quick. I've been drinking a lot of tea this morning. I'll be right back.
I was dead.
The curse. The curse. Anyway, we got the wing working better. Got the wing working better. So, I want to try something a little bit different. A little bit different. So, we're going to take our bend target here and duplicate it. And we're going to call this aim target. Aim root. And I'm going to put this right where the wing should be, right there. Okay. Or the root of the wing should be. And this is going to have, you guessed it, an aim constraint. I also have aim IK. That's good to know. Well, let's take a look at both of them. So we got aim constraint and aim IK. We want this to look at our wing IK, wing LIK. Activate. Wing LIK. It's a little hard to tell, but it's definitely moving. In fact, I'm just going to move the sphere a little ways. Remove this really quick. I'm going to move the sphere out. That way, when we move the wing, IK. Wait, why am I moving that? This is what I want to move. This is what I want it to target. Aim at left wing IK. Like that. So left wing IK. This is what it's aiming at now. All right. So I'm going to keep this here-ish. Then what we're going to do is in our aim root, we're going to make another sphere. Move it along that same line. I believe it's on the same line. Set it to local. Oh, Lord. Whatever works. And then I'll put this here. Why all that? Because this one is going to stay within the range of the wing. By putting on an aim, it's going to stay within a set distance, whereas I can unfortunately pull this one way too far. The left wing IK can move a little bit too far, which I don't like. So we're going to try to do this way. And then the other key is, of course, taking our wing IK, changing its target to sphere 1, which will now be the aim offset, what we'll call it. This should behave better. Hopefully. Build and publish. The hard part is this is only test. Why am I opening Painter? You can only test in VR to really properly understand. Is anyone else coming? Question mark. All right. Well, what I really can't wait for is VR without controllers. That will be awesome. It's so funny because I always hear this like thought of like, oh, how you control things without controllers. It's like you can make virtual buttons. It's like just have a little joystick. You move around and then oh, this, that, everything else. Like just do that. Make it simple. Boom, boom, boom. All right. All right. I like making sure we can see me talk. Okay, that's the. Everything's offset. Anyway, try it out. Expressions. Wing enabled. Now I can take the ball and roll it around. I didn't take the rotation of the sphere itself into account, did I? I did not. But the quirk of the arm is no longer being fully extended, which was the goal. So now what I need to do is have another, or rotate the sphere that's doing this. So, okay, perfect. But that should work a little bit nicer. Yeah, that feels so much better. Rah! Flap. Flappy. Flappy. And then I could do stuff like that. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Way, way easier. Way more intuitive. Nice. And it doesn't break. We should do Super Smash Bros. Or Mario Party. Okay, so the problem, which I'm surprised that I'm not seeing here. Of course I'm not seeing here, because I turned off the IK. I should be seeing it happen, right? No, I should only be seeing it happen in play mode, which is important. So we just want to get this one rotated properly. Don't want to, or I want to move it, but it's fine. It'll still be on the sphere, so to speak. So that's good. We just need to get the rotation in, most importantly. All right, so copy component, remove play, paste component values, save. One more time, and then I think we have it figured out, actually. We would actually just be done at that point. Maybe some tweaks to how I grab the thing. That's about it. Because the grab is right now. That's my biggest complaint right now. Whoa. Okay, it is correct. Clicky, clicky, click. All right, okay. And jump into VR again. What's nice though is everything else in the avatar is looking spectacular. Spectacular. So we're definitely in that final stretch right now. Who did that? All right. So. That's not where I had it a second ago. Now, yeah, look at that. Much easier. And then I can just kind of put it out or even rotate it further to shelter the wings. Ta-da! Nice. See, the one thing I'm finding very odd is, see how that sphere is rotating? Why is it rotating like that? That's okay. Still works just fine, but I'm surprised to see that. So this, the one on the far one is the one attached to the controller. And then the one on the back is the offset one from the AIM IK. So it's the correction one. Don't like that it goes there. If I could move the... Okay, I know what that is. Okay. But I do know why that is. I know how to situate everything a little bit better. A little bit better. Oh man, but he looks so good though. Awesome. It is going to be a little easy to grab them on accident. In fact, I'm not even touching it right now. It's happening. So something's a little bit off about that I can grab it from anywhere. That should not be happening. But overall, super cool. So for the grab, none of my parameters are enabled. Right, but before I do that, when we hit play, this is in the proper position. But then when we actually enable the IK, actually put the character IK in there. And then we turn on Lunathal's wings. That's what we're seeing in game. So that's why it's off. And all we want to do there is take our wing, our left wing IK, move it into a position, into a starting point position that's a little more normal. Like that. So we'll copy that component, play, and right click, paste component values. So should be kind of out there now. Which will be a little more normal. This is all very relative and somewhat imprecise, but it is workable, it is doable. And I'm just going to jump in and test one more time. I'm going to make the diamond right now to Control N, General. We're going to go ahead and save this in our FBX file, and I'll call this handles. Handle. Save. Handle. Save. Close that. And we're going to go ahead and just replace these spheres with those handles and a handle material. Or two, three, five. Should only be two handles, which means two additional material slots. 8 is the maximum. Should only be ending up at 7. Okay. Okay. So let's go back here. Take our sphere. Delete it. Sphere. Delete. That one is this, so I'm going to remove the component. Component, perfect. And you delete, save. Boom. Back to here. Still too many polygons. What else have we added that has polygons? There shouldn't be anything else. Let's click off. Excuse me? Lunathal. 69,898. And when I checked yesterday, that it was what we're at. So let's go to these two, turn them off. No, I won't change the IK count. Skin mesh render is 1. Mesh render 1. Okay, so there is one more sphere floating around here. It's like, what the heck? What the heck? Oh yeah, the bent target. So we can delete that. Boom. Save. All right. Now, looking at all of this, we're back to good. with our cool wing logic, we're ranked good. Okay. So, what next? Next, we cry. No. On today's tasks, weeping, sobbing. Looks so good, though. So we want to add the handle. Our handle material, which is in our FBX. Delete these because we don't need them. Handle. Inspector, none. Read write enabled. Why? Can I say no material? None. I don't want any material on this. It should just be pure mesh. I don't think that's how that works, but I'd like it to. So wing handle, we're going to drop it there. Shrink it down. There it is. 0. So that should give a good idea of directionality, all that jazz. All right. Was there anything additional I needed to test right now? We do want to get the grab working better. So what we'd like is to grab it once. So we just want to grab it once. Excuse me. Grab. We grab this way. And what we'd like is for this to equal 1. This will so it's the same transition between the two, but I want them to be a fixed duration, which is 1 second. Let's say even 0.5. And I believe that way you can let go. Within that 0.5 seconds, you grab it, And you can let go. So that might be a little long, but it should allow for this stuff. Let's give it a shot. Should make it a little bit easier to manipulate. But most importantly, it should allow you to then use while manipulating the wings. Oh, damn. That may be why. Build a bunch. This takes too long. Okay. What odd music. I feel like I'm entering Ghost in the Shell. That guy should be invisible. No. Elegant. Beautiful. Oh, perfect. It is working exactly like I would hope. So now I could have it on and then disable it. So I think I'll want one intermediary state. Because it does take some time to let go. But it does work as intended. And now it's not jumping into my hand either. But now I can put my wings out. Flappy. Flappy. Okay, so that could use. It's kind of inverted, maybe. Almost feels that way. Yeah, I'd rather have it move like it's that feels right. I would want it to move like the flat of my palm is the flat portion of the wing. Right? So like this would be down, this would be up. I can do that. Flappy, flappy, flappy. Okay, so we'll want to kind of get that positioning dialed in, but that shouldn't be too difficult nowadays. Flappy, flappy. All right, solid progress. Amazing shenanigans. Little kitty cat. She's just a little burrito right now. My bad. What are you doing there, little Luxembourg? Funny. Okay. Let's get that dialed in, and then we're going to go on lunch. Very key, though, I do need to confirm right now how to test locally. Because it's essential that I figure out if these things are visible to other people. Have to do that right away. Otherwise, I'm going to kick myself in the butt. In the butt. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Whew. So let's hit play. For the animator. Oh, it's on already? It shouldn't be. IK. The animator should enter the IK with IK off. IK off says you're disabled. Wing IK. Disabled. So when I hit play, the limb IK is off. That wing was definitely crooked. Maybe I need to disable the parent object instead. Anyway. So, parameters, wing enabled. And now we want it to be on. Boom. Ooh, that looks so nice. Just that slow transition down. Tasty. But now that it's grabbed, what I want is to adjust this guy. No. This. This guy. So that we kind of match the positioning of the wing with the position of the hand. I think a little bit more like that. It's really hard to say. Really hard to say. Because I'm basically adjusting this value. But that does seem better. Gonna try. And then one other thing I want to adjust is on the character for the hand left disabled, we want to replace this with handle being off. We can remove the sphere, copy this, go to these other ones. So that was disabled. This is enabled. So paste, delete, paste, delete, paste. Okay. And that should turn off the visibility of the handle. All right, one final test. Then we're done for lunch. That's really fun, honestly. It's so cool to have wings. Always remember to remove the FX layer. Boom. No, cancel. That's annoying because it wasn't doing that before. It's just decided that it likes doing that now. So we're going to make sure we start with this ah. For testing, we can turn it on. When uploading, turn it off. And default starting point, it should be off because it just kind of gets crooked, like a broken wing. Pop, 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 pop. Okay, no broken wing at the start. Very good. Very good. So now, wing. Perfect. Shit. Can't see it, but I know it's there. So flap, flap. That looks pretty good. Flip, flip, flip. And once I can get them to extend, even better. But it is funny that if I reset this, oh, that's no good. That should go back. Oh. But it should go back immediately. That's because it just gets turned off. I need to also... We'll have to figure that out, but should be a way to fix that pretty easily. Everything does go back. It just needs to go... Okay, I know how to do that. But it's enabled to grab, but it's just floating here invisible until I grab it. But that's good. We're at a good stopping point for lunchtime. All right. 12:20. 12:20. I'm going to go on lunch. Thank you. Thank you, Nguyen Senpai, for hanging out with me this morning. I will be back very soon. It's not going to be a long lunch. We'll be back. We'll finish up everything for our boy Lunathal here. And yeah, pretty much call it a day. Everything's coming together pretty easily. It might be a little complicated. I'm sure there's a few more things to iron out, but we're getting very, very close to finished. So looking forward to that. Anyway, hope you all have an amazing start to your Thursday, and see you all soon. Bye, everyone. Bye. See you in an hour. Bye.